What in the actual world is going on with Representative Nancy Mace? Do you guys remember? This was several months ago, maybe even a year ago. Nancy Mace went on this tirade, and it kind of came out of left field. I didn't know where it was coming from, but she said that she had been R-worded by her ex, and he had also R-worded a lot of other women at some party or parties, plural. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but it gained a lot of attention on this particular day when she said she was actually going to go on the House floor and she was going to talk about it. And this is what she said. She said, "Yes, I'm going there. Today I will show my naked body on one of the videos, Predator and R-word. Patrick Bryant took of me and many other women without our knowledge, without our permission, and without our consent. He stripped his victims of their dignity, their privacy, and their liberty. He meticulously organized and categorized these images. He stored these images of all these women for years without telling them. He still walks free, no accountability, no jail, no restitution for his victims, nothing. He's still free to R-word and film without consequences. My bills will hold predators and R-words like Patrick Bryant accountable." And this is what she had to say for herself. This is an actual video of her talking about this Patrick Bryant guy. And she really went hard on this. And like I said, it was just kind of odd. If this happened to her, like horrible thing to happen to somebody. But it did. I mean, objectively, it came out of left field. Like, where is this coming from?
Today in my hearing, I'm going to dissect what that guy did to dozens of women on a hidden camera and other devices as he recorded them with impunity, without their knowledge, without their permission, and without their consent.
So basically, she just goes on and she kind of says everything that post just said that she had, a year ago or whatever. And this all came and it went. And Nancy Mace doesn't really seem to be having much spotlight. Until just recently, this is just a couple days ago, this guy that's been accused of R-wording Nancy Mace and taking pictures and storing them of all these other women has come forward with a lawsuit of his own against Nancy Mace, saying that she has made it all up entirely. So I don't know what to believe here right now. Some stuff that's going on with Nancy Mace, I will admit, is a little bit strange. A little bit later on in the video, I'm going to kind of go through a meltdown that Nancy Mace had at an airport, and she's now suing the airport for defamation. It's all very crazy stuff, but this is the story. Nancy Mace concocted R-word story and hacked fiance's phone in bid to seize $2 million homes. Bombshell new lawsuit claims. This is from the Daily Mail. Nancy Mace hacked her ex-fiance's phone, tracked his car, and destroyed his reputation by falsely smearing him as a voyeur and R-word and explosive lawsuit claims. The South Carolina congresswoman went scorched earth on 4 men she outed as alleged sexual predators in a February House speech, claiming they drugged, molested, and filmed multiple female victims, including herself. So this was all laid bare, no pun intended, on the House floor, where Nancy Mace said she was going to show her naked body, which she had a giant poster of a very blurry image that purportedly was herself. This goes on to say, but one of the accused, her estranged lover, Patrick Bryant, has filed a scathing new legal riposte accusing the GOP firebrand of cooking up fake gang R-word claims to blackmail him. Bryant's complaint says his explosive feud with Mace, who's 47, stems from a messy breakup in November of 2023, where she became paranoid that he was cheating and placed a tracker in his car. He accuses a lawmaker of installing a secret app on his phone to plunder pictures and data that she hoped to use to pressure him into relinquishing their 2 jointly owned homes worth $6 million. So now he's saying that all of this stuff that Nancy Mace is doing is a pressure campaign and blackmail to get him to relinquish these expensive homes. And I got to say, if this is true, man, Nancy Mace is really going the extra mile. That is one level of crazy I would not want to mess with, okay? If that's true, I have an enormous amount of sympathy for this man. If it's true. I guess it'll be battled out in court. This, as the dispute escalated, Mace and a friend allegedly conspired to convince a vulnerable young woman that businessman Bryant and two of his pals gang-warred her at a 2018 party, his complaint alleges. The attack, like the multiple allegations of abuse and voyeurism outlined in the Republicans' fiery congressional speech, never happened, Bryant declares. Quote, the only victim is Bryant, an innocent and respected businessman who has been falsely branded as an R-word and voyeur, says his complaint, filed in Charleston County, South Carolina. And this is the two of them, Nancy Mace and Patrick Bryant's here. And this is a photo of Nancy Mace with a giant poster that reads, predators, stay away from them. And she has a photo of four individuals here. Daily Mail has blurred them out, but I assume one of them is Bryant and the others at this party, most likely. And this must be one of their homes that she allegedly is blackmailing Bryant to relinquish to her. Representative Mace told the Daily Mail in response to the suit, quote, it's almost as if Patrick Bryant is asking to write me another check. She was referencing a separate case in which a lawyer linked to Bryant was recently fined $33,456 for issuing subpoenas and deposing people without court permission. Quote, I just got him sanctioned in court, and it sounds like he may need to be sanctioned again, Mace added. R-word victim Jane Doe and I are still waiting on his check to pay our legal fees after weaponizing the court and using lawfare against us. Mom of two Mace goes into the 2026 gubernatorial race already ensnared in an assortment of defamation cases and lawsuits stemming from her now notorious speech. So a lot of people might ask, why would Nancy Mace go on the House floor and make this a public issue on the floor, like in Congress? Well, it's because if you say something on Congress, in Congress on the House floor, apparently there's a rule where you can't get sued for it. So that might be one of the reasons a lot of people are speculating why she is doing this. Some people might just speculate Nancy Mace is just crazy. I don't know what to think. Either way, it's a very public feud. It's a very public thing. Nancy Mace bringing it onto the floor of the House is just, to me, it's pretty nuts. And I've always thought that it's a personal thing. She's going onto the floor of the House. I guess if it happened to you, it would be very traumatic, and it could lead someone to do that type of thing. But still, in one such suit, Bryant, Eric Bowman, and John Osborne are being sued for battery, conspiracy, and inflicting emotional distress by a Jane Doe who says she was R-worded and photographed while incapacitated on a couch at Bowman's home in October 2018. And it's in response to this suit that Bryant filed his counter-complaint Thursday morning, naming Mace, Bowman's ex-wife Melissa Britton, and the Doe as defendants in a civil conspiracy. So these are the other three men named in the accusations by Nancy Mace, Eric Bowman, John Osborne, and Brian Musgrave. So these are the other people, I guess, that were attending the party. Some photos from that party, I assume. His 19-page complaint states that on November 13, 2023, the day he broke up with Mace, he woke up to find her searching his phone without permission. Bryant was initially unaware that she had hacked the device or removed data, the suit alleges. This is crazy. But he later discovered she had downloaded an application called Mr. Phone. So this... if you have had a crazy ex, you would understand that this is absolutely possible that this could happen. For a representative, a member of Congress to do this is mind-blowing. If it's true, like I said, allegedly. If it's true, the app enabled Mace to extract and download his photos and private information without permission, Brian alleges. Quote, Mace had previously admitted to searching Brian's laptop in violation of his privacy after he found the names of his ex-girlfriends in his search history and placing an air tag on his car, tracking his location while she was traveling internationally. Bryant says the hacked info became the basis for an alleged plot to blackmail him over their jointly owned homes, one in South Carolina's exclusive Isle of Palms and the other close to her D.C. office. Mace told her political consultant Wesley Donahue that Bryant had filmed women without their consent and she would use the information she found on his phone to get her houses. She instructed Donahue to tell Bryant she, quote, would make the photographs public if he did not give Mace the properties. Quote, Bryant also received calls from Mace after breaking up where she flip-flopped between wanting to get back together and blackmailing him with information she had claimed to see on his phone. There were scores of Verizon records of the phone calls and screenshots of text messages of Mace's threatening conduct. Bryant's complaint says Mace then conspired with Eric Bowman's estranged wife, Melissa, to concoct a bogus R-word allegation stemming from the 2018 party. The unknown Doe fell into the pool after several hours of drinking, then passed out on a couch. Melissa Britton fetched dry clothes and helped her get dressed, but didn't say anything to the alleged victim about an attack, nor did she report anything to the police. In early 2024, Britton and Mace got together, however, to discuss the incident, at which point the conspiracy was formed and the story was repurposed and publicized as part of a coordinated effort to harm Bryant. So here are some videos, I guess, from this party. So this must be the Jane Doe who fell into the pool at this party. I'm not sure exactly what this proves because we would have to have more context to the video. But it seems to me like they're just saying they found this third woman and basically brainwashed her into thinking, hey, you were R-worded by these men as well. We had this experience and you did too, right? They implanted, I guess, a false memory in her head, or either that or something more malicious where they got her to lie outright. Maybe I don't know if that's correct or not. Maybe they said, hey, you were blacked out. You have no memory of this. We saw it. We know. Believe us. You've got to come forward. Seems like one of those two things are happening. It's alleged that Mace called Doe, who was young, vulnerable, and would believe anything she was told. During this call, Mace told Doe that she discovered a video on Bryant's phone detecting Doe of being gang R-worded 6 years earlier in October 2018 while unconscious. So Mace is telling this Jane Doe that, hey, I actually saw this video. Apparently, she got all this data from his phone. She was able to look through it, and she told this woman that this happened. Quote, Mace claimed to have recognized the location in the court as the home of Eric Bowman. She said the men involved were Brian Osborne and Bowman. The victim said she had no memory of the attack, but Mace insisted she had proof. So when you have a congresswoman telling you this, I mean, come on. You're a young woman. Like, who are you going to believe? Of course you're going to believe the congresswoman. Even though, like, oh, yep, I had a little bit too much to drink that night. I blacked out. And a congresswoman is telling me something that happened during my blackout, so it must be true, I guess is the story here. She told Doe, a young and impressionable woman who had worked for Bryant years earlier, that she obtained a video of the alleged assault from Bryant's cell phone. Quote, what Mace did not tell Doe is that she concocted an entire false narrative of an assault to blackmail Bryant, gain leverage in their separation proceedings, and try to ruin Bryant for her personal gain, he claims in his suit. Unfortunately for Doe, she is a pawn in Mace's Britain's elaborate scheme for their personal gain. There is no video of an assault in that no assault took place. Mace's house remarks. So this is probably why Nancy Mace made these remarks on the House floor. It's very, to me, if you're doing this on the House floor, and it's just another level of crazy here. Mace's house remarks were protected by the Constitution's speech or debate clause, which shields lawmakers from illegal actions while speaking in Congress. So this is Nancy Mace when she went on the House floor and said that, hey, this is my naked body, and she had a big poster of it, and when you can't really tell what it is, very, very blurry. So she, by coming out before her speech, before her talk on the House floor, and saying she's going to show her naked body, it gained a lot of attention. Like, what are you doing? What's going on? Is she really going to do it? So there's a lot of eyeballs on this, and of course, it's blurry. You can barely tell it's her, but or you can't even tell who it is actually. But this is what Nancy Mace said at the time.
Cameras recording people without their knowledge, without their permission, without their consent, particularly when they're fully unclothed, undressed, doing private things. It's not just about a little chip, a little camera, a little video, a little device. It's life-changing. The women that I have talked to and identified who are victims of this man and men, they're never going to be the same, ever. He saved those images for almost 10 years. He categorized these videos, these photos, these images based on who the woman.
So this was purportedly all a scheme to get this man to hand over the keys to 2 homes. And oh, it's just sad, isn't it? This is Patrick Bryant proposing to Nancy Mace in 2022, and they split up in 2023. But Bryant's complaint insists that she has no such protection for extreme and outrageous behavior outside her official duties. So Bryant is claiming that the speech and debate clause is actually null and void. You can't just be a congressperson and go on the House floor and slander someone, make up outrageous lies about someone. When the nation is watching, not just make up outrageous lies, but do like PR for it before you actually go on the House floor to get the max amount of eyeballs on this situation and lie about a person, blackmail that person with those lies, and then be protected. So I guess he is making that argument, or somewhat of an argument, about Nancy Mace going on the House floor. Quote, when a sitting congresswoman instead privately weaponizes falsehoods to extort private property, fabricates criminal allegations to destroy a citizen's reputation, and abuses her private relationships to coerce private citizens, and shocks the conscience of every voter when entrusted with her vote. Bryant is the only one of the 4 publicly accused men who has been criminally investigated by SLED, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Department. And this is not the only controversy that Nancy Mace has been embroiled in. Now Nancy Mace, I guess she lost it at the Charleston airport ahead of her flight. I'll go through this really quickly. According to the report filed by the Charleston County Aviation Authority Police Department, Mace became very irate after a misunderstanding involving officers assigned to escort her to her gate. The report states Mace told officers, this is recent now. This is recent. This just happened like this week. The report states Mace told officers we would never treat Tim Scott like this after she was found at TSA's known crew member entrance. Officers alleged in the report that Mace arrived late for the appointed 6:30 a.m. Arrival time. At 7 a.m., the officers were made aware that Mace had arrived, and they met her a minute later. Mace then began immediately loudly cursing and making derogatory comments to us. Mace retained the legal counsel, the counsel of Larry Klayman, founder of Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch. Klayman says, we believe Congressman Nancy Mace has been subjected to a calculated and coordinated effort to malign her character through deliberately falsified information. So you'll see that she invoked Tim Scott's name here. So Tim Scott, this is just drama on top of drama. He responded to being invoked during this whole tirade. He said, for reasons that are unclear, Nancy Mace invoked my name during and in the aftermath of her situation at the Charleston International Airport. So let me be clear. On a number of points, I have used that airport since long before I was ever in Congress, and every interaction I had, without exception, has been positive, blah, 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 blah. So Nancy Mace is finding herself in a lot of sticky situations. And what exactly is happening here? In one of the largest accounts on X, okay, this is Colin Rugg on X. He posted kind of a breakdown of this Daily Mail article in which he kind of gave the bullet points to the Daily Mail article. He even said, this came from the Daily Mail. He said, Representative Nancy Mace made up fake gang R-word accusations to blackmail her ex-fiance over their jointly owned homes, according to the Daily Mail. And Nancy Mace is making lawsuit threats to ex-influencers now. She says, this is false, and you may want to take it down before you also get sued. This is your warning. This is your warning, first and last. To which she gets roasted in the comments. This person said, he's a journalist reporting on a court filing. You're a public figure. This is newsworthy. No lawsuit here. Mostly Peaceful Mean says, you're going to sue him for reporting what someone else said? this person, lady, he's quoting the Daily Mail. You can't threaten him to take it down or sue him for quoting a news agency. It sounds like you're panicking. Now, I don't know if these allegations are true against Nancy Mace. Just like I don't know if the allegations that Nancy Mace is making against Patrick Bryant are true. All I know is this is a lot of hubbub, it seems like, over a lot of BS. Nancy Mace is finding herself in a lot of conflict and situations that should make someone question, like, what's the common denominator here? These things haven't been, I guess, widely reported on. Like I said, X, the journalists on X, or the posters, the big posters on X, only one or two of them are posting about this stuff that is happening with Nancy Mace. I don't know. She might be telling the complete and honest truth. I just wanted to let you know if you had any sort of opinion on it, if you've read into it. I just think it's wild. Nancy Mace, what is happening? What is going on with you? What is happening to this congresswoman? Is she losing her mind? She's going to airports. She's losing it on airports. She goes to the House floor and she does marketing for this talk she gives on this speech she gives on the House floor. She does marketing for it beforehand, saying that she's going to show her naked body. And everyone's like, what? So everyone's like watching, like, is she really going to do this? Then she brings out billboards and she's labeling people abusers. And she's saying this businessman, Patrick Bryant, did all these things. And I guess she can't be sued for it because she was using the speech and debate clause. And now this man is like, hold up. I actually have some information of my own that I want to put out there. So wild times we live in. But what do you guys think of this crazy drama? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.